I left the squat in Ljubljana early the next morning and began hitching northwest through Austria towards Liechtenstein, the next on my list of smallest countries. I got a few hitches out of the city, stopping at a service station where I met two fellow hitchhikers who had been waiting for over an hour to get a 5-minute ride along the motorway.
Arthur. Yeah.
My name is Julia.
Julia. I'm Jacob.
Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
I stood with them for a while, trying to flag down cars to ask if they were going in either of our directions. After a while, we said goodbye as they got a lift. Only seconds later though, a van pulled up and offered me a lift. The driver, Toby, was a young German man on his way home from a festival to Munich. Although I was only trying to get about half an hour down the road, he offered to take me all the way to his destination, which was en route to Liechtenstein. Toby was a very mellow man. Sometimes we would talk for an hour, then suddenly fall in silence for an hour or two. With his car radio broken, it really was quiet, but never felt uncomfortable.
Got a lift with a guy called Toby, who is a German guy, and he took me all the way from Slovenia, like near the border to Austria, but still like 20 minutes from the border to Austria. And my sign just said Austria, but he took me all the way through Austria. We camped at, I don't even know where it was, kind of near Salzburg, but I think it was still maybe 40 minutes to Salzburg. So yeah, we camped there last night, and then he drove me to here, which is Ulm, which is kind of near Munich. So I'm walking down a little bit to get somewhere where cars will be able to stop, and then I'm going to try and hitch into Ulm. So I'm just outside Ulm at the moment. And then from there I'm going to try and get to Liechtenstein today, if I can, which is about 2 hours away.
First time in Tesla?
Yeah, I think so. Oh wait, no, one time before, but yeah.
You're doing by taking a lift?
Yeah, just auto stop.
Oh wow.
just had a lift with a guy called Oliver. Very nice guy, on his way to his girlfriend's house, and having a party tomorrow, which means he gave me a beer. Which is the third beer. Well, the second beer I've been given today, and the third beer I've drank today, hence the hiccuping. And my alcohol tolerance is probably quite low because I haven't really been drinking anything for the last 2 months. But yeah, he dropped me off at a campsite, but I ain't paying for that, so I'm gonna try and walk in it, find somewhere to camp at a lake near Liechtenstein. Oh man.
I am all of everything. I am east and west. I am land and I am the sea. Oh, it's I who loves you best. I am just a friend, baby friend. It's not what you think. When you're at the end of an end, I am all of everything. I am all of everything. I have walked far
Liechtenstein.
I'm the one who holds you close,
Give me my badge.
and I'm the thing you fight.
That's number 9.
I
think.
am just a friend.
I hope.
It's not what you think. When you're at the end, even then, I am all of everything. I am
I'm gonna go down to the river. That way.
I'm not proud of where I've ended up.
Oh,
I'm ashamed of certain things I've done.
I'm cycling pretty much the length of the country. It should take about 20 minutes, I think. I'll get to the border and then I'll hitchhike from there to into Switzerland. I'm just hoping there's somewhere to put the bike.
Every time I count my blessings, I count you first. Every time I count my blessings, I count you.
I just swallowed a bug. Ugh.
I'm afraid I might have given up. I'm afraid I'm running low on love. I'm afraid that in the end you're more than I deserve. Every time I count my blessings, I count you first. Every time I count my blessings, I count you first. Every time I count my blessings, I count you first. In this cold and misty world, would you be my
Right. I have to cycle it back about half an hour. So I cycled out half an hour, and then cycled back half an hour. So that was a waste of £5, but you know, at least I had a bit of fun. So I'm gonna go to a cafe now, I think, and then try and hitchhike out of here. As was the original plan, but I got a bit carried away. Oh well, just wasted about an hour, but you know, bits of fun. Let's find a cafe. So I just realised that I actually did do just a big circuit. This was where I started. So I took the bike from the hub of the place, cycled it half an hour out, and then cycled it half an hour back. I thought I'd moved at least a little bit, but no, I think this is actually where I started.
I'm away,
Yeah.
never be
Yeah.
There are other things I'm going to want, but underneath
Becky.
the ashes there's a
I am Jacob.
cold
Nice to meet
that
you.
I know.
Jacob, yeah.
Every time I count my blessings, I count
Tomorrow,
you.
how are you?
Sorry?
How old are you?
I just turned 20. Yeah.
I got picked up by a man with gel back hair and 2 tight jean shorts on who insisted on buying me a drink from the supermarket where he was buying a French press coffee maker. He then drove me a bit further and left me with my Sprite next to the road.
Zurich? Yeah? Okay. You speak any English? English? Little bit. Okay. I'll put my bag in the back. What is your name?
Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
I'm Jacob. Nice to
Jacob.
meet you. Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob.
You come from
England.
England?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just auto stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Thank you. So.
After walking along the lake for a bit, I found myself at a local theatre and arts festival where I could spend the evening listening to music, watching shows and swimming in the lake. As I couldn't find anywhere to camp around the lake, I found a cheapish campsite which would be useful for charging my devices. However, when I turned up at the campsite, I found that it had been converted into what looked like a theme park with loud music and lights. After a quick phone call with my parents, I found a wooded area near a large road that I could put my hammock up in for the night.
Ooh, some slugs. These two are alright. Nice distance apart.
When I was a cricket, I lived in a backyard. A little boy ripped off my legs, and at times they were hard. I could not do the things.
The first thing I want to do today is I saw yesterday there is a geocache around here. I had pretty much completely forgotten about that challenge. So yeah, not too long left in the trip, but yeah, 10 geocaches. So I'll try and get one this morning before I start hitchhiking.
Sad old dog that got by off being clever. The other cowards said there was work to be done, but I spent the working day howling up at the sun. Only eating scraps off some other killer's lunch.
Right, well I think in the pursuit of getting a bit of distance today, I might have to give up on this one and then just do some more when I'm in a city, because then there's quite a lot of them. You from around here?
Yeah, I live just down the road.
Yeah.
No, there ain't no peace, there ain't no joy for me. When I was an elephant, I lived in the jungle. The sky, she was dry and it caused me to stumble. I took my family down to the watering hole, but there was no.
I soon found myself in Basel, one of the cities in Switzerland where a common way to get around is throwing your clothes into a dry bag and floating down the river. I had a swim in the water before starting hitching again.
Water there and we had no control. We died and lost our minds before we could get old. Now that I'm a person living in the big city, I'm a bitter, angry shutout. My only friend is the TV. I can't do the things.
It is hot. Very, very hot. I feel my skin boiling. Hello. You go towards Strasbourg? Yes. Ah, perfect. I put my bag in the back or somewhere, or I can eat cookies too.
I ended up getting picked up by a guy called Georgie, a French guy on his way back from a holiday with his kids. His van was filled with climbing, paragliding, scuba diving, and every other outdoor sports gear. It also happened that he and his kids had camped at the exact same spot on Lake Offord in Albania that I had. He invited me to stay at his house for the night, so I helped unpack his car and we ate popcorn together before his girlfriend came round and I used his bike to explore the city of Strasbourg.
Frankly, I don't care much about the pain I'm in, or half the trouble that my life has been, or for the burdens that I carry about. I'm just a bird trapped in a warehouse. I'm making nests up in the ceiling beams. It never feels like where I'm meant to be. And all that busted glass now boarded shut. It's just me and time, and damn, I hoard the stuff. But I don't mind being cooped up. If the world's a needle and damn, it's used up. Collapse my best thing, last I cared about. Being here or finding a way out. And I don't care much about the pain I'm in. No, for all the trouble that my life has been. And not these burdens that I carry about. I'm just a bird trapped in a warehouse.
So, back on the road again. Yeah. That's a dead snake. I hope it's dead, else it might chase after me. Yes, I've been walking about an hour now to get to this service station. But yeah, not a single hitchhike today, not a single lift, nothing. And with a good few hours as well of trying. But you know, I don't know, I don't think I'm necessarily in bad spirits. I'm just kind of nothing really. I'm just kind of like, ugh. I was hoping to get to Luxembourg today and I'm still like ages away. Like it's still like 2 hours or something away. Maybe an hour and a half, but yeah. I don't think there's any point me trying to hitchhike now, like carrying on, because I'll just end up somewhere and still have to find somewhere to sleep, and you know, it's not worth it. It'll be dark and yeah, it's not good. It'll probably be dark by the time I get to where I'm camping tonight, or at least getting dark. That's alright. At least it's cooler now, you know, it's not so hot. Yeah, not every day is perfect. I guess I'm paying for how good yesterday was in terms of hitchhiking and, you know, everything. So yeah, I'm gonna head up, try and find somewhere.
The next morning, while I was heating up my pasta for breakfast, I had my sign laid out on the table in front of me. A lorry driver approached me. He spoke no English, but we managed to communicate that he was going to Luxembourg, could take me there if I waited an hour. An hour later he came back, and we began our drive to the final smallest country on my list.
Alexander. Okay, thank you, Alexander. Thank you.
He puts his heart in the quiet things that no one understands. His anxious eyes are rattling train headed east across the land. He's scattered like false leaves.
Do you have any cardboard?
I soon got picked up by the second philosophy teacher of the trip, Julian. This ended up being potentially my favourite ride of the trip. Others had much better scenery and more interesting roads, but this was easily the most interesting conversation. At this point, I knew that it was probably my last day of the trip, so the conversation was very reflective of this. We talked about hitchhiking and my experiences with it, as well as his experiences as a philosophy teacher. At the end of the ride, Julian said that he initially wasn't sure about picking me up, but he was very glad that he did, as it seemed that we both had a lot to offer each other in conversation. I certainly took a lot from talking to him. That night I slept behind a petrol station on my mat on the floor. I woke up the next day with a swollen face, but it soon went back to normal. I walked around the petrol station with my sign asking if anyone was going to Calais, and eventually got a ride halfway there, and then another to the coast. Once in Calais, I made my way to the port to try to hitchhike across the channel. Although after talking to some lorry drivers and trying for about 2 hours, I decided to just pay for the ferry so that I could get back to England today. So, 1 month and 3 days after arriving in Valencia, and 20 kilograms lighter than when I set off, I made it back to England, having hitchhiked to the 10 smallest countries on mainland Europe. As to the challenges that I set for myself, the only one that I didn't complete was the geocaching, if we count being given money as making money. This was an amazing trip that I hope is the first of many more to come. Hitchhiking gives you a unique perspective when travelling, meeting real people and having authentic interactions, learning about the cultures and lives, and it allows you to see good in every type of person. Hitchhiking is certainly not for everyone. It can be scary, lonely, frustrating, uncomfortable, but in the end for me, it was worth it for the incredible experiences that I had, the people that I met, and the kindness that I saw and experienced. Go do something adventurous.